watching this, you know that it's February 10th, 2024. We're here in downtown Evanston, Illinois, at the beautiful Evanston Public Library, and we have a wonderful show for you today. We're going to start out, first of all, with an announcement, and the announcement is about the fair. The fair this year, ChicagoTIUG International World Fair, is going to be held right here in Evanston at this library in the Falcon Room on the third floor on October 26th. Going to start about 9 o'clock in the morning, going to run all day. There's going to be a banquet afterwards, and then even the infamous pub crawl. Any survivors of that will meet for breakfast on the Sunday. Oh, I should probably mention that on the Friday before the fair starts, we're going to have a dinner, as we usually do, and that location will be announced well in advance of the dinner. So, let's get on with the show, and before we start, let me introduce everyone who's here today. First of all is Vic Stirrup, president of the group, Jim Mazurek, our tech support. John Shanfield is not here today. It's his wife's birthday, so they're out there celebrating that. But we do have a John here today, and prodigal son, if you will, someone who's come back to the community after a long absence. That's John Benke, and I think you'll know that name if you've been around for a while. He is the author of numerous TI games, like that one, and a few more, and we'll be hearing from him a little later, I believe. By the way, I'm here as well. I'm Hal Shanafield. I'm fair chairman and general dog's body. So, Vic, what have you got for us today?
Oh, well, we got a few things going on. First of all, I would like to try to demonstrate Ricky Barron's marble maze. We tried this a few months ago, and it failed miserably because it turned out my main console had dirty contacts on the side port and the cartridge port. Because it worked just fine with the same final ROM and the same compact flash cards on a different console. But I prefer this one. So we'll go into RXB, EA, directory, disk 2. Here's a Marble Maze disk with the various screens that have already been created. And since this is in drive 2, I rewrote the load program slightly to load 2. And the lights are blinking. It is loading. So this is a interesting game. Now, if you want to go through this maybe one more time.
Oh, Lord. All right, this is by Ricky Barron. The Marble Maze by Ricky Barron and Ann Ratcliffe II. And of course, you caught me without my glasses, so this is an approximation of what's on the page. It says, this is a TI-99 4A program that was inspired by Michael Nelson. I do not know if it is the same person as on the Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I don't think so. The original game was called Marbles and was written for DOS on a PC. I do not know what programming language the original game was written in. I've tried to find this old game several times on the internet, but could not locate it or the person who wrote it. I enjoy playing the game so much, I thought that I'd bring the game to the TI community. This is nearly identical to the original game as far as playing the game. I hope that you will enjoy it as well. While it is not a shoot-'em-up type of game or even fast-paced, it does have the things that I prefer. I feel a more thinking type of game to keep my interest. Being a combination of a puzzle and a maze, I find the game is unique in its design. The game has 20 levels already created for it and ready to play. Each of the 20 levels gets harder to solve as you go along. We know about that. I tend to use an emulator on a PC to write and run most of the TI stuff I use. With the emulator, you can throttle the TI up to run things faster. This does come with its own issues, though. The movement of the marble in the game is very fast. As you play, you will notice that there are arrows pointing one way. Once you go the way the arrow points, you cannot go back the same way as it will stop you. During play, you need to get the keys that you need to open the lock that you want to go through. Only the red key will open the red lock, and only the blue key will open the blue lock. You have to stay on the squares to move around. The game will not allow you to go into any of the black squares. You do have to watch out for traps. In some levels, you can get stuck in a place you cannot get out of. In this case, you can use one of your marbles to start over on that level. Once you run out of marbles, you lose it, and will have to
Once you
start over.
lose your marbles,
Yeah, once you lose your marbles, you're really screwed. I have included in the zip file 20 screen levels, the main program, Marble Maze, and a screen level program, Marble SCRN. All of these files need to be in the disk 1 for the program to find the screen levels. They are numbered 1 through 20. Well, that makes sense. In version 2.1, Marble Maze 3, I have added the ability to select any level you want to play. Once completed, it will continue to the following levels in order. You can also select level 0, but there is nothing there but a grid of squares. This is the level I use to create most of the other levels for the game using the Marble Screen program. I'm always looking for these kinds of games. As a side note, I have started an old Atari game called Journey to the Planets in 1991. It says it needs to be written in assembly language to work properly. This is also a top of puzzle maze game that I like to play. Currently, I am at a stopping point in this creation as I've forgotten how I used to write some of the code in that language. Unfortunately, the TI group that I used to be with is no longer around. They would have helped me on this program if they were still here. Enjoy, signed Ricky Barron. Okay.
well, we've already gone through some of the one-way arrows, and it doesn't make a boop or an arrow sound. He's right behind you. It doesn't make a boop or an arrow sound if you try to go against an arrow. And you have to watch out these arrows. Sometimes it will lead you into a trap where once you get boxed in, you gotta quit and restart. So we're going to go down here. Lower left key, you see we have one red key. Red keys open the red doors and blue keys open the blue. So we'll use this red key to open this red door, just so we can pick up a blue key. Now, okay, we gotta go back up to the top. Sometimes you have to take a rather circuitous route to get to your destination. It's a nice way to change its pitch as you go up and down the left and right. So all that was just to open this blue door. Okay. Now I can get the red key. All right, now I have a choice. I can go up and get one more red key, but I gotta use my red key to get a red key. So that really won't get me any far ahead. I don't think you get points for picking up every key. So I will go down, use my red key to pick up a red key, but then we pick up a blue key. Okay, the pink square labeled F is finish. That's what we're headed for. That's our goal. So now we can use our blue key, our red key, head south, and we get back to this menu screen. Now, right now, I'm working on the number 1, 4 marbles for each level. The screen automatically pops up default number 1. Because 4 marbles for all levels, use a marble every time you get boxed in. And you try to exit and restart the level over again. But it defaults to 1, easier, 4 marbles for each level. So we'll go with that. Now what do we want to do? Do we want to play in sequence through level 1 through 20? Or do you want the instructions, or do you want to play 1 through 20 randomly? Well, let's look at the instructions. Yeah, I know it's uncharacteristic for us. But,
Oh, you want to read it?
yeah.
Oh, sure. The object of the game is to move your marble to the finish square, which is F in pink. Use the S, D, X, Y, or arrow keys, or the joystick, number 1, to move the marble around the screen. You cannot move your marble on the black squares. You need to get the same color key as the lock that you want to open. Press any key to continue. Do you want me to read that? Oh, there's more.
Page 2.
Page 2. If you get stuck, you can press the Q key or the fire button to get another marble for the same level you're on. You start out with 4 marbles. First, a light blue marble, next a green marble, then a purple marble, and last a red marble. When the last red marble gets stuck, you lose the game. The computer will pick up the keys and open the locks. When you make it to the finish square, the computer will auto-load the next level screen. Scoring. As you move over each square, you get 1 point added to your score. Your best score is the lowest number you can get. This was originally written by Michael Nelson for DOS. There are 20 levels in this game. I've included a program called Creating Your Own Levels called Marble Screen. Enjoy. Looks like a nice game.
Okay, we're going to select 1 through 20 because we've done 1 already. So it defaults to 3. Select the level. And what level do we want? Let's see what
20,
level-
let's try 20.
Well, if you really want it.
No, I do. You know how avid a gamer I am.
Okay, so it tells you it's loading the game and now it prints it.
That's a lot of arrows.
Yeah. Now it does have a blank screen with instructions on how to drop down a right arrow, a left arrow, an up arrow, a down arrow, a red key, a blue key, a red lock, a blue lock, and the final section. It's up to the programmer to determine if it's actually winnable. Now this one, if you look at it carefully, you're starting in the upper left corner. So if you just follow the arrows, you say, well, I can go down, 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 and then I hit an upwards arrow. And all the arrows on that descent only go to the left. Oh, but here's one that goes to the right. So you go, okay, I can go to the right 1 square. Oh, but there's 3 arrows, you're boxed in, you can only ever go to the right. You only ever go to the right, you're in a square that has 4 arrows pointing inwards. You're boxed in. So you have to find a different way. You could really, scan your eyes over this and try to find. So this is as far as we can go, headed to the right. So all we can do is go down now. All we can do is go down. Now we can go to the left, but if we go to the left, now we can't go left anymore, it can't go up, it can't go down, we have to go to the right. But we can go down, but then we'll get boxed in. Because you go down 1, you can go down again. The only direction goes left and then you get boxed in.
This is why I like zeros up. Press 1 button and it does the rest.
did.
Yeah, I really shouldn't show you how to solve these. Now, there's another screen, I think it's screen 19. It's got a bunch of arrows, but to solve it, you gotta do it different.
This is as bad as driving in Evanston.
On the weekend.
Yeah, on the weekend during a football game with the one-way streets.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
as a-
surprised my GPS doesn't get confused when I tell it to find my way home. And it can navigate those. But yeah, that's level 20, and that's one of the most complicated ones. Notice how you didn't have to pick up any keys. Some of these levels, if you just follow the arrows, you'll see, it's a Roach Motel. Once you get in, you can't get out. And,
While there's a break in the action, let me make another major announcement. John Becky, who has returned to the fold, is also now the editor of our new newsletter, which he has created entirely by himself, which is fantastic. And it has, 18 pages?
18 pages.
18 pages with programs, history, all kinds of things in it. And if you would like a copy, a digital copy, these are the hard copies that he's made, but if you'd like a digital copy, John, what do we have to do?
Sign up, get your email address, your name and email address, and every month we will forward a copy to you.
Okay.
If you'd like a hard copy,
Where
you
do
gotta
we,
come
where
to
do
the
we send the
library.
notice? Do we want to just send it to the postmaster at ChicagoTIUG.org? Our primary website, primary email address, and then I'll forward it on to John.
Okay, would that work?
That'll work.
Okay, how about maybe even putting it in a chat today? Could we?
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm still kind of setting up myself. I need to kind
Okay.
of monitor messaging. So
Okay,
I'll post it.
but,
I'll
yeah.
post email and chat in a moment.
But that's a solution as well. Don't miss this. It's really great, and it's going to be every week. And there's a map in there of a picture of the library, a type-in program, all sorts of things. It's as it says at the bottom. After almost 18 years, the Chicago Times has resumed publication. Thank you, John. Comes in two sizes too, if you want a hard copy. There's the small one, about the size of the original TI Times, and then the larger one for eyes like mine.
Hard copies are only if they come to the library.
Yes, but you have to come to the meeting to get a hard copy. We're not sending those out.
Postage is too prohibitive.
That's it. Postage,
you gotta use your ink and toner yourself.
not in the budget, yeah. We've been there, done that. The Portola machine has been turned back to the library, the post office. We don't send out the 700 copies anymore.
Back to lose your marbles here. Just looking at the screen, you see the only thing you can do is go to the bottom of the screen or the right side and pick up that red key. Because I've played this before. You have one red key is part of the screen. Okay, so now we can go down. Now we can go left. We can pick up that blue. We can pick up the red. Now watch out, if I go up here, I'll be boxed in, and I won't be able to get out of that area. But if I go here, then I can get back out. So I got one red key and one blue key. And I might be tempted to go to the upper right. Oh, use that blue and red key there to get closer to the finish. Yeah, but if you do, you won't be able to pick up any other keys. Like down here at the lower right, it's like, oh, here's two blue keys and two red keys. Yeah, but getting there is by a rather circuitous method. So again, hopefully you will have forgotten all this by the time you actually get this game and try to play it yourself. Now notice it doesn't move into the square with the key. I can pick it up just by pressing that direction. So now we can go over here to the right. There's no sense taking this one out because all that does is take you to the outer perimeter. You don't gain anything. We have to go down into this tangle to try to pick up these other keys. And believe me, you actually have to pick up all these keys to be able to get out of this thing. So we use one of our red keys, one of our blue keys. You don't need to use our other red key to go through that to the right, to go through that locked door, because you can go down here and go through an arrow. And I goofed, because I should have gone down and then to the right use the red key to pick up that blue key. So right now I'm stuck. Because I really don't want to go, well, yeah, I don't have a blue key. I mean, I can get out of here and use a red key, but then I won't have enough red keys to finish up the maze. So I made a boo-boo. I should have gone straight down, then gone through that other door straight down. Like this is what I should have done. I should have gone down here, use my red key to go through here, pick up that blue key, then I could have gotten that, gotten that blue key, gone through that little roundabout thing, picked up the red and blue key at the top, and then gone back down south and picked up the two blue keys, the two red keys, and then I could have cleared the maze. So I'm going to have to press Q. Quit this. It's reprinting the screen, except that these characters are on here already, so you don't really see it printing it. Anyway, I really shouldn't show you how to play all these levels.
You gonna do every level?
No. There's nothing worse than watching somebody else play a game, or a puzzle game or something. But this is a representative example of how you can win these levels and lose a level. Funny how I could remember level 20, but I couldn't remember this one, level 5. Okay, so that is the marble maze. Okay, let's see what else we want to do here. Is the
We don't have leather goddess of Phobos by any chance, do we?
it's on the Tiger Cub collection.
Oh, good.
So in other words,
Yeah, something to look forward to, guys.
yeah, is if I went to the, I think 2018 fair here. This is that giveaway thumb drive you get if you go to the fair.
Speaking of programs, we have something new for the fair. We have some programs that are only going to be available at the fair. We are promised a couple of programs that will be available just to fairgoers, and they will not be able to be copied because they'll be given out with that proviso. So if you want to get a copy of something brand new, it's a good idea to come to the fair this year. We don't know how many more fairs there are going to be. So if you've never been to one, now is your chance. Don't pass it up.
Mhm. Yes, on one of the chat rooms on Facebook, somebody had said wasn't there a game like Berserk for the TI? And yeah, there is. It's called Borzork. So I've got this on my compact flash, and it's what came out in 2018. I don't know if this plays with the keyboard or the joystick. And I run into a robot. And he only fires a bullet in the direction he's moving, not the last direction he moved, but in the direction he's currently moving. And uh-oh, here comes Evil Otto. If you take too long in the maze, Evil Otto will come and get you. And I tend to run into robots. But yeah, so Berserk exists. Oh, called Borzork. Reset my final ground, go back to the main menu, and then in H, dated files, we want to go to G, 2024, and the Japanese outfit called, James, if you could hold that in front of the scope. Inu Futo came up with 15 programs of video games that are very much a lot of fun. Let me see if I can get this on the other machine here. There we go. Switching gears. There's a screenshot of Ariel.
Are these TI games?
Yes, these are TI games. Photo wrote them, and then they ported them to like 20 or 30 different vintage machines. And the TI is one of them. On Atari Age, people saw this in the ColecoVision section. And as you know, the ColecoVision video processor is very similar to the TI. So here's Ascend, where you climb ladders with ghosts pursuing you. Batlot, you have to shoot little green robot monsters that approach you. Your base is there on the right, it's the white one, and the enemy base is there on the left. White are unshootable blocks, you cannot destroy them. So you'd have to go around and actually shoot at that base. Utsgal is a push the block type game where you got your little pesky opponents.
Like Pingo, huh?
Yeah, like Pango or Hopper. Kidcorn is like Kicks, or somebody mentioned another game where you draw a line. It's a little, you're the little blue guy on the right, and he trails a line behind him. You want to encircle the stars, but if one of the purple monsters touches the line vaporizes and you've got to start again. Cavett is a lot like Kickdown, except you don't have an air pump. All you can do is just dig tunnels and try to bait the monsters into following you under a rock that you've just passed. Cracky, it's this is sort of like Floraway. You want to pick up all the stars, but anywhere that floor is cracked, you can only walk across it once. It disappears behind you. Guntus, it's an outer space shoot 'em up, a lot like Galaglia. We got waves of enemies swarming down at you in single file.
Galaxian.
Yeah. Here's Hopman, where you got like a little guy, he has to hop onto these floating platforms and take them to different levels. The idea is to pick up all the flags. You do have opponents you have to hop over. Uh, Impetus. This is a lot like Xevious, where it's a top-down, there's a battlefield scrolling underneath you, there's towers and tanks on the ground and that you can fly over, but they tend to shoot at you, but you can shoot them, and then you got flying devices at your level that shoot at you.
It's a mean old world out there.
Yeah. Action view, here to get to these different levels, you've got these elevators that slowly go up and down, and your idea is to capture all the flags. You don't have to go past the top of the screen or anything. Once you've gotten all the flags, you've won that screen. Mazy, you've got a maze here. Your job is to get to that door, but there's pesky ghost monsters that are in your way. So you want to try to pick up a knife, like in the that's on the screen. That indicator of a knife in the lower right corner is how many you've got. That's not a knife you can actually pick up. So the knife is somewhere on that screen. You can hurl it at a monster, they expire, and then you can go over where they were and pick up your knife again. Neuris, this is a neural-based game. These are cards that are face down on the screen. So you pick one up and you fling it towards another card, pretty much at random. And then they both go face up and you see if they match or you see if they don't. If they don't, they both go to face down again. If they do match, they go to face, they are removed from the screen. And of course, you got those little pesky monsters in this game too, that give you a hard time. Ruthless is a outer space shoot 'em up. The lower right corner is your radar map. You've got those space stations, your stationary spaceships that you want to destroy. And you never stop moving, so you get closer and closer to them as you're shooting at them. And sometimes they got force field fences in front of them that you can't shoot through. UDOW, this is a rather strange one. Your little guy can leave arrows behind him. There is a car there at the far left side of the screen. It goes in a straight line, currently towards your on-screen character. So if you leave an arrow pointing up, the car will turn and go over that flag up there. And then at the top of the screen, you'd have to leave another arrow to like go to the left, then like 3 squares, then another arrow to go down to that flag. And basically you want to pick up all the squares. And you've got that pesky monster that gives you a hard time in this one too. Okay, that's the end of the stationary pictures. So let's go to the here's hopefully this will be video gameplay. Or possibly not. Now aerial is fun. Your plane only flies from the left to the right, but by aiming down, you can sort of go backwards. You can fly forward, backwards, left, and right. See, as he's diving, shooting at that cannon, he's actually tracking backwards.
Like the first video game I ever played, where it was just a simple biplane flying around. You had to fly around the clouds. I don't think you got to shoot at anything.
Yeah, these videos run about a minute each.
Yeah.
So that's aerial. Pixel Pete did a review on 10 or 11 of these 15 games. But when I went to their website, I discovered that they had 15 games, not just 11. The website is in Japanese. However, if you can use like Google Chrome to load the page, you've got a real nice Google Translate. So here you can see the gameplay. Try to avoid, you can bump that block up. So the idea is wait till that monster gets to the right of the block. Now you've imprisoned him. Now you got one less monster to worry about. Yeah, the AI on the monsters seems to be they'll tend to follow the ladder rather than pursue you straight across it. Okay. Let's try Batlot. As you saw the screenshots, now actually seeing the game played. If you're the little white guy, your opponents are green. You notice as you shoot bricks, they start getting thin. So he can actually shoot through that, shoot his opponent's base. So we're using a combination of a TI home computer and a vintage MSW laptop. It's been to 3 continents. And here's your push the block game. So if a block can't move, it'll disintegrate. Let's go to a second round on this.
The
Of
other
course.
the other block objects, those are immovable.
Yeah. The shaded objects are removable blocks that cannot be moved or destroyed. Now you see he got the jump on us that time.
Yep,
He pushed the
it
block
into you.
before we pushed it. So you have to be quick on the draw.
What was the name of that one?
Boot Scout.
Okay.
Here's the printouts. Although I didn't label these of the 15 games that are on there. Okay, here's the one that sort of like kicks. You get to draw a line around stuff. I don't
Looks
know
like
if
it's got
there's
a bad case of leakage.
So you picked up the square, but it didn't really affect that little monster that's pursuing you.
Well, he knows where he's been. What kind of monster is that? That little green guy. Oh, I see,
He
those are
shows up in
legs.
all these games.
This looks like a weird version of Quicks. I remember Quicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, well, cute.
There's
Cute.
Capcom. Here's Cavett. Yeah, I wonder what these names mean in Japanese. But these guys have done a dynamite job on coming up with these simple games. Yeah, the music is similar, but I don't think they ever expected you to play all 15 in a row.
But here we are.
Now, see, you took care of 2 monsters at the same time with that. And it punches through the roof of the tunnel. You didn't have to dig down to that monster to eliminate him. Cracky. This one's like the floor away. Of course, I got all these games loaded, so everybody here can try out any one of them they want to.
Another reason to come to the meeting.
I see how that disintegrated. No, you cannot jump across a gap. So to get that one, he had to go to an upper level and drop down. Okay, and you don't have to climb up to that last ladder off the screen. Once you picked up all the stars, that's the end of the level. So it's not like, what was that, the load runner? You had to climb up out of there.
You had to actually exit the level, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I get so distracted trying to shoot the on-screen aliens, they usually shoot me down. I don't keep track of all the bombs that are on that screen at the time. I try, oh, let me get right over here to be the perfect spot. I can just, pick them off as they line them up. And it's like, doggone it. Can you see okay? You can move over a
Oh, I
chair.
see fine.
Oh, okay.
It's like the Army, move, shoot, communicate. Just gotta keep on moving. Don't stay in one spot.
Oops. Hot man.
That was a spaceship that was doing the shooting, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you want to pick up all the flags, not get impaled on those little spiky things.
What is that purple thing? Oh, that's,
So it's like these guys, once you designed
Sprite, yeah.
an opponent, they just use them for everything.
Well, this is probably a lot of proof of concept kind of game design, designing games that were
It doesn't look very
Similar-
finished, does it?
yeah,
probably
similar to other games, just to see if they could do it.
the classic,
Yeah,
classic
yeah. Plays a
Japanese
lot
bad
like-
guy, yeah. No.
This plays like this game, that plays like that game.
There doesn't seem to be any,
Do you know if
Invitation, how I can
they've published the source code for these?
No, I don't, but I can show you the
Or the
web.
design tools?
This would be somewhere, right?
Most likely.
This is a bin file where your missile command was in bin and disk.
What I meant though is,
But I mean, the actual code would be.
basic is a little too slow for this type of stuff.
Yeah, side scrolling, the side scrolling would probably
Yeah.
definitely have to be.
So it's like this crew came up with their basic design for graphics and for music, and then they use it for different,
When did this come out? Do we know?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
So I feel real behind the time, because it was last week I saw that video by Pixel Peyton. And he says, oh, here's a link to the outfit in the comments. And I followed the link, and it was like all in Japanese, but there was enough there. You'll see that, I can show you that. So this is a lot like Xevious by,
1942.
or
Yeah,
19,
with the scrolling down.
yeah.
or Mirage.
Or Tato's Outcome.
Yes, yes. It just looks like it's like they didn't take the last step to finish it.
Right, they're just, roughing out games is what it looks like, that they want to see if they could actually do it, do some arcades, some classic arcade style games on the TI.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Get
yeah,
them to a playable state,
Mhm.
not necessarily polish them to a production.
I'm wondering how many of them were in production years ago, and when, things went downhill, they just released what they had.
Yeah.
It could be that
You
too.
know what I mean?
Well, since
Scott
this is
Forsman had a lot of stuff in, under development
Mhm.
when they pulled the plug on that. And, I don't know if you've heard the tale. I heard that they were getting rid of all their stuff. So I hopped in my Suburban and drove over. And, I had heard that they were putting everything out. Well, they put it into the dumpster. And so I went and banged on the door. It was a Saturday afternoon. The custodian answered, and I said, I'm looking for some of the TI stuff that you may be
I noticed how you
getting rid of. He
Yeah,
said,
pairs of
"Oh, yeah,
fire
there's a
down
bunch of
there,
those big
and
steel
you see
boxes
the
in
scoop right back, yeah.
the dumpster," and he said a bunch of those, what do you call those round things with the, I said floppy disks? Yeah, those things. He said, yeah, they threw all that stuff in the dumpster. So I went to the dumpster, and they'd emptied it. The vice president who had lost his job was a friend of mine, and that's how I found out about it. He said, yeah, he said, we had a lot of stuff under development, a lot of utilities, because they did a lot of programming, learning to read, and
Well,
that.
they know educational stuff.
Yeah, all the educational stuff, yeah, was coming from them, so, and they were going up all kinds of different levels. They started out of kindergarten, were going right up through high school.
Yes, I know that.
Just like Plato, going up to college. And, at any rate, it was all gone, and we'll never be seen again. And, we found some stuff, some of the stuff. I think it was Charlie Good found, one of the Disney programs, something going to Mars. Donald Duck Goes to Mars, or whatever it was. And, that's in the library. He demoed that at one of the events.
All right. Yeah, James?
Oh, boy. Okay, let's see how fast I can die. What is the objective of this game
Pick
now?
up that knife. Notice every time you start a screen, you got 3 men and no knives. You gotta get that knife and then hurl it at your opponent.
Be nice if I could actually go upward.
Yes.
It's interesting that the figure falls on his side.
Okay, well,
It should
the
have gone
joystick
upward.
is not allowing me to move upward.
Does the alpha lock up?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now it is. Okay, so I
He's
have,
only
so I have a knife.
Are you gonna stand again? Oh, that
You
didn't
have to
work.
be pointing at him.
Oh, really?
It takes a little finesse. If you're quick,
Am I supposed to hit the button to use the knife or
Yeah.
something?
yeah.
My favorite 2 words.
Instruction would be
Game
good.
over.
Yes, the fire button.
Okay. Or in this case, the knife button.
Get a little hard to sit on these seats.
Yeah, it's just mine.
Yeah.
There you go. And when you
Thank
go
you,
for a
Alex.
vanquished monster, you pick up your knife again.
It's always handy.
There, now here's level 2. Now you gotta be quick, you gotta get there and get that knife so you can be pointing towards him before he gets up by you. And this is sort of nice where you got a maze that's bigger. The playing field is bigger than the screen. Something that is seldom done on the TV.
Gotta get that little creepy crawler that comes.
Mexican
chasing you
standoff.
down.
I know. Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Well, no, there's no passage
No, no,
right
you
there. I have to
can't.
get
He's
back.
guarding that corridor
You
there.
have to confront him.
Do I have a knife to do that?
Or you do
Not
that.
quite fast enough.
Yeah, he ate you.
We're laughing along.
Oh, you
with
throw
them,
it.
folks, Not,
You throw
Yeah.
that knife, is that what you're doing?
No, he doesn't have a knife though. Oh, he just doesn't.
There.
Oh, you're getting.
gotta wait for them to expire. So this is.
Yeah,
maze-
master.
Good hand-eye coordination. See, that's why I could never play this game, any game. Is that a knife you just picked up?
Yes.
I think you gotta go down off the
Yeah, I see
screen.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you come to a movie,
not
come
fast
to a
enough.
meeting, you too can enjoy these new games.
Yeah.
And try playing them on 40-year-old TI controllers.
What's that? Oh, what's
Is that enough or is there more?
what's this for dues?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, we'll sign you up. We'll give it to, well, let's see, I guess I handle money, I guess.
What are the dues?
Close enough.
Oh, I got more.
No,
Just gonna stand up
we
there?
never actually raised the dues since 1980. What's that, 44 years? That was $21 then, it's still $21, but,
Well, let me know when
but
You
as
want
a
to
returning
keep going on
member, you
this,
get
or-
discounts.
I'll go one more level. I'll go one more level.
Yeah.
You raise the dues and go towards the first annual TI cruise to the
Was it?
Bahamas. We have a TI cruise to the Bahamas. We'll have.
Oh, that
yeah.
one, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and you can also,
Oops, no.
Vic, you want to
That's why
announce,
it's good to pick up two knives when you got two guys right next to each other.
Vic, you want to make your announcement about if anybody wants any of these programs, how you'll deliver it?
Oh, yes.
You'll personally come over to their house.
Well, listen,
Yes, I will
Yes, sir.
personally
Deliver it.
hand deliver
Or,
a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk of all the games demonstrated at every meeting, anywhere in the world, for $1 million.
will you undercut them?
Such a deal.
Yes, and I will mention in passing that for a limited time only, the zip file for these games is sitting on our website. So check the chat, navigate the website, find the zip file if you really want it.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants a TI system to play them on, that'll be another 1 million, 2 million.
$2 million, yes, let's not chintz it out here, I mean, you
I
know,
advise you to get two in case the first one breaks.
those things are heavy, you know, so,
Yeah, shipping on a P-box is,
we're gonna have to charter a jet if you want it, say in Sri Lanka or Antarctica or somewhere like that.
230.
okay. So that was in, not G for classic, that was in H for dated. And we're in 2024 now. And that was in Ufuto. And so was that Maisie we were playing. And yeah, Nurse, we didn't see let's go back to the laptop here. Here's a brief demonstration. Again, these are all online, all this stuff. So he's picked up a card, but you don't know what it says until he shoots it at another card, and then they go both face up. So it's sort of like solitaire, concentration. These games have gone by different names. But see, it tells you in the upper right corner what card you've got. It's just you don't know what these hidden cards are.
Yeah, so it's interesting that they combined it with a maze game.
Yeah,
And
They
you've got a
seem to
monster,
like maze games.
Yes.
yeah.
and you got a monster chasing
You
you.
can only just shoot the same damn monster.
Well, the
so many
monster's
times before you
motivation
know
to get it
it's
done
just-
faster.
But that's not a bad game. What was that called? That last one?
Nurse. And this is Ruptus.
Yes.
Ruptus.
Like roaches.
Okay, so this, you've got a radar map in the lower right screen.
Oh, this is Evious.
Yeah.
I can tell already.
See, that's a force field. You can't shoot that
I
force
was always
field.
terrible at this game.
You gotta shoot the generator, the fence posts for the force field.
Well, you could turn around and shoot your own ships, I bet. That's a really ugly monster, or whatever that is. Oh,
It's a little easier than Evious. I used to spend so many quarters.
so much for the Death Star, huh? It's,
So here, we could try Ruptus live. Okay,
Okay.
for Johnny, you want?
No, James volunteered.
Okay.
Yeah, I said okay before.
You know, this is like the Three Stooges are in the army, and the sergeant says, I need a volunteer, and Mo and Larry both take a step back, and there's Curly's hand, you know, take a step forward.
The one thing you learn in the Army is never, ever volunteer.
Yeah, so you don't stop moving, so you gotta start shooting at this guy when he's almost off the screen. But you got your radar screen there.
Little guy shoot back, huh?
Just shoot that guy in a parachute or what?
Yeah, so you can line
You're one
yourself
of those
up on
guys,
a
shoot the guy in the
starbase.
parachute, huh?
Yeah,
Uh,
strafe the leg.
Spring.
You know, George Bush will tell you, he's strafed the leg.
Straight the leg forward.
I don't know quite what they call all these different structures and such. A space station, a starbase.
Yeah.
Genius, he was talking, eat you.
Yeah, see, they got the force fields sideways.
Do we have to actually destroy the force fields to win?
I don't know, maybe we just have to get those.
I don't know if you get an extra score for shooting a force field.
I think you're just tickling him. There you go. What's,
Where to go?
Maybe next time I'll bring my better joysticks.
Yeah, I guess since we're bad when they went brand new. We were getting something with a W, Wickham or something, or I can't remember.
Waco, yeah.
You remember the big ones? They said that they were arcade quality.
yeah.
Didn't know anything was broke too.
Usually the ones that I liked were the Tech 2 and the Slick Sticks.
I don't know if I've ever seen those.
Those were more Atari compatible ones, so you'd need an adapter to use them.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that the Tech 2 actually used the truck valve stem for part of the assembly.
No kidding.
Yeah. Are you playing?
I'm trying to find a pause key.
I think,
They might not have one.
I think it's function, what is it, function,
People? Yeah. Well, that's a wide one.
I used to tell my kids when they were very small, when I was tired of watching them bust my joysticks up, I'd tell them what to press, you know, what was it, function 10 or function whatever the hell it was, and they'd quit, say, Dad, something's wrong. I said, what? I said, it didn't pause. I said, yeah, Dad, look at the screen. The screen is nice,
Yeah.
nice and blue, you know, and cyan. I said, but
Oops.
the game's going. I said, well, you can only just play it so far. It has a timer.
Fortunately,
You
I've
can only just play
accumulated
it
a
so
lot of
far.
lives.
They go, well, sometimes it's longer. I said, well, it's a random timer, you know.
Yeah, so this is up on
Basically,
the
it's how much of this shit I can stand.
Facebook,
That was the time.
CTIUG Facebook page and on our internet page. And,
I'm not on Facebook.
so that, the Chicago User Group Library,
I made a site years ago, but
and those are all Dropbox accounts. There's really no data stored at those sites. And it's on my personal Dropbox account, which is only so big.
Okay, do we want to move on to the next game?
What do you mean this isn't a finished game?
I said, do we want to move on to the next
Oh,
game?
yeah. I was gonna yank the carpet out from underneath you.
We've got, what, 15 minutes left?
24 minutes.
24 minutes? I
Okay.
thought we gotta
I'm
put it
looking at
down.
I'm looking at the clock up here, so that's, I
I have
have
to
no
find out
idea.
if they, anybody next.
Well, I'm gonna go up at 1:45, and if I go up too soon, we don't know, because
So
anybody
this
can
was
come up at the
ruthless.
last moment. But if we go up, say, 10, 15 minutes,
You know it.
yeah, oh yeah, I do it every month.
Okay, James, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay.
I think you mastered that.
It's not a difficult game,
You're a damn
obviously.
good pilot. You're a damn good pilot, Jim. You're a
Okay.
damn good
And,
pilot.
If it
here's,
were more difficult, I would surely die more frequently.
you down. Push the trigger button. This is a demo. So this guy shows you how you're supposed to put these arrows and what happens.
Car follows the arrows, is that what it is?
Yeah. Now, the car will reach that one, bump off the wall, go back.
And are
So
you
when
getting
it-
the flags or the car is getting the flags?
The car picks up the flags. So this is your Tesla, and you're using the autopilot to drive it.
Over somebody?
Using the come to me feature.
What do little ghosts do?
Yeah, did the car just run over the goblin or what?
It ran over you and the ghost got you at the same time.
Ah,
Yeah. And I guess those rocks there is stuff you can't, so-
looked like a Volkswagen, didn't it? That can't hurt you. Just hit it on the hood.
Here's the bin
Put a
files.
big dent and it goes, oh!
Let's see now, what's the biggest one? 16K, and the smallest one is 9, but they're all labeled the file name and 8 after them.
They're
So they're not very big. Here's the,
they're machine language, so probably
here's,
tiny.
yeah, here's the Infuto webpage. Let's see if we can actually load it on this antique.
Please wait. Please wait some more. Still waiting.
Good things come to those who,
Yeah, so if you
Oh, yeah.
go in Infuto's homepage, this is what you'll get.
you want me to read it?
Ah, yeah.
Now, if I pick
Yeah.
up my phone, if I pick up my phone,
Now.
I can go to mode and lens, and I can press that, and tap shutter button to search. Select text.
We need,
Translate.
what was the fellow from Great Bend, Kansas, who did all the language programs?
Don Chirac.
Don Chirac. Don Chirac could read that.
So, yeah, so if you click on the blue highlighted letters, that'll take you to that program's homepage. But since I've done this already, here, do I have a, yeah, I do. Hang on a second here. So we'll try loading that page. And this should be it, yeah, don't worry about this, folks. Trouble is not in your
Pay
setting.
no
And
attention.
here it is,
Yeah, that could be-
using the Googly Translate to translate it. Now Firefox has a beta version of their Translate, and it's about half as good as the Google. It's much quicker, it takes a second to translate a page, but it's also very inaccurate. So here's where it prints out, and actually, didn't I give you the guys that sheet?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, okay, yeah, hand it around and point that in front of the
Okay.
screen or whatever.
Ah, yeah, that is.
Yeah, so this tells you,
So once again, here's a,
I printed that
All
out
the translation.
for my reference. But here, let's look at Ariel's homepage. Which I didn't print out.
We go on, check. See. Oh.
Now here's the
Okay.
meat,
Yeah.
is when you click on Ariel from Infuto's homepage, you get to this page. So now yeah, control minus here. There.
oh, that's not gonna be readable on the stream.
Well, if you read it to everybody,
I'm not gonna read, I can't even read that.
okay. It says Arial, the left column says MSX. The right column would actually be a video you could watch. Key operation, move with the arrow keys, shoot with the space key. One joystick can be used. tape version, floppy disk version, cartridge version, execution. So here, let me zoom that back up for the folks at home.
Yeah, maybe do a segment of the, zoom back in. You probably don't need to have the video link, the video section of display.
I've got some bad news. Someone's got the room at 3 o'clock, so
Okay.
we have to start the breakdown.
Right now, okay.
So, but to be very brief, yeah, so here's aerial. Oh, now it's paying attention.
Yeah, now it's paying attention and
There.
logging all the keys you've mashed in 3
So-
minutes ago.
So, yeah, so that's the first thing that they looked at.
Right, you can
That they
horizontally
put in.
scroll and then the viewer should be able to read the text at that zoom level.
Oh, this thing is still unzooming a page that's about 6 feet long. But anyway, it shows MSX, it shows a whole bunch of other, ColecoVision and the popular European and TurboGrafx, what do they call that, PC Engine,
Mhm.
and the TI. So they have that in there too, so that's what you get.
Okay, so do we need to start packing up shortly?
Yeah.
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 Any last words, Hal or Vic or anyone else?
Well, I'd just like to remind everyone about the fair.
Yeah, what's the date again?
October the 26th, with a dinner on the 25th, the fair on the 26th, the banquet after the fair, then the infamous pub crawl, and then the survivors meeting on
Survivor's
Sunday.
Breakfast.
yeah, survivors breakfast on Sunday. And if anyone's coming in from overseas, if you're staying for a few more days, we'll get together and we'll have some fun before or after the fair. Either way, just kind of let me know. Everybody should by now have my email address, which I won't mention online, but you know where to find it.
Or you can just, the postmaster address, I'll
Yeah.
make sure Hal gets it.
Yep.
Check the chat log for that.
Check the websites. Don't forget to send in your email address if you'd like to
If
start
you'd like to
receiving
regularly receive
the newsletter.
newsletters.
Really nice copy, and our editor will be more than happy to put you on the list. So I guess that's about it for now.
Yeah.
Are we gonna run the flag, or
Yeah.
are we out of here?
Hoist our flag and see who salutes.
Actually, we've got 15 minutes to break down, but that's...
Okay. Well, I have some bad news and good news. Bad news is I'm not gonna be able to make a bunch of meetings.
Uh-oh.
And those are the dates, now that Jean's retired, she wants to use that camper that we bought and go on trips. Well, not all these campgrounds and everything are available in July and August, or the second, third, and fourth week of every month. So those are the days that I can't make it.
Okay, so the first Saturday in May, it looks like...
Thank everybody for the,
Well, let's map
This
this
month.
out in an email conversation so that we
Yeah.
have a clear idea as to what dates
Yeah.
we want to have a meeting and who's going to be responsible for presenting if we have to have a meeting that Vic can't attend.
Okay. Are we still on the air?
Yes, you're still in the air.
Okay, I'll talk about this as soon as we're off the air.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate on dates and, not follow through.
No.
Okay, hang on a second.
Until next month, we'll see you hopefully in March. Or perhaps not the first weekend in March, but stay tuned, go to the website, check it out. And we'll see you, if nothing else, maybe on the second Saturday of March.